was there in Photoshop interface? Menu bar. It contains total 10 menus. Then options bar, what it contains? Here options related to particular tool. Okay. Palettes area, there are so many different palettes. In palettes area, we will see today how many palettes are there. Then toolbox, it will display different tools for editing the photos or images. Then image window, it is the area where images are being displayed. Image title bar, it will display the name of image, resolution of image, what is the file format means, what is the extension of image, what is the color mode, etc. Then status bar, what status bar will show you what is image size, each and everything related to image and each and everything related to particular tool you are using from toolbox. Okay, is this clear to everyone? Yes or no? Photoshop interface બધાને clear હતો ને? Okay. Now moving further, our next topic is setting up a new Photoshop document. Means how you can use new Photoshop document. Okay. See step by step how it will be done. Already we have seen one time. Again we are repeating it. See now. For setting up a new Photoshop document, go to File menu, then press on New option, or you can press Ctrl plus N from your keyboard to display a new Photoshop document. Then what will be happen after pressing Ctrl plus N or selecting the new option from File menu in Photoshop? The dialog box will be appeared. Okay, what it will show? See this dialog box. This is the dialog box for setting up the new document of Photoshop. First is name, then which preset are you going to use. After using preset from here, the size will be displayed here. Then width, height, resolution, color mode, background, contents. Okay, each and everything are displayed on the new document wizard. This window is known as wizard. When it will be displayed? After clicking on new option from file menu in Photoshop, or you can directly press Ctrl plus N key from your keyboard. Okay, now see how many options are there. First, type image name in the name box. First was the name of the document. Then width and height options are used to define height and width of the image. See here, name is given, then width and height is given. Okay, type image resolution in the resolution box. You can provide here resolution by yourself also. Then choose color mode from given list and bit size as per need. Bit size means color depth or bit depth. Okay, you can also choose the color mode like here RGB, like that you can use CMYK color mode also. Any other color modes also you can select from here. Now set background content from the given list. What it will show you when you are going to select this option, background contents, by default it is white, means you are using the white background. Otherwise it will show you the different options like totally black color background, transparent background. You can also use different gradients. Okay, we will see these things when we will go to perform the practicals. Now see this thing, you can set the resolution in the resolution box. Okay, see this table displays standard resolution for different document types. It will show you how the document will be used. See, suppose you are setting up the 72 resolution, then it will be the best for putting image on internet. Means you can put this photo on internet, in social media, anywhere. Okay, then the 72 resolution will be the best. If you are setting it to 100, then it will be best for taking printout, a simple printout. Then 300, then it will be used for taking digital printout. What is the difference between a simple printout and digital printout? Anyone have any idea about this? Yes or no? What is the difference between simple printout and digital printout? Okay, another question. Nowadays we are going for printing some document, okay? Then at this time, which type of printout you will use? Simple printout or digital printout? Am I audible? Digital. Okay. How you can say it is digital, then what will be there in simple printout? Yes. Quality difference is also there. Xerox cannot be, we cannot say it is simple printout. It is a copy. Quality wise, there is a difference. Okay. See, another thing. If you set this resolution to 600, then it will be best for offset printing. Okay. Now, there is some work for you. What you have to do is you have to find difference between simple printout, digital printout, and offset printing. Okay. Am I clear to everyone? Yes or no? Okay. This was all about how to set up a new document in Photoshop. How we can set up it? Go to File menu, then click on New option. Either directly press Ctrl plus N key from your keyboard. After doing this, you will get the new document wizard in which you have to set name, preset, width, height, resolution, color mode and background contents. Generally, when you are using any of the preset from here, the height, width, resolution, color mode and background contents related to that preset will be by default displayed. Okay. If you want to change it, then you can change. Okay. And if you are using custom preset from here, then you have to set this each and everything from here. Okay. Is this clear to everyone? How to set up a new document for Photoshop? Okay. Now, next point is saving a new document. Suppose you have created a new document and how you will save it. Okay. Generally, by default, Photoshop document is being saved using PSD extension. PSD stands for Photoshop document. Okay. Then now see how we can save the document. For saving a new Photoshop document, go to File menu and click on the Save option. Either press Ctrl plus S key from your keyboard. Okay, this is the simple way to save a document in Photoshop. Now see next point. If there are more than one layers in the file, the Photoshop will automatically save this file as PSD file. As we have seen in the various graphics file formats, there was an extension PSD. As I have told you that PSD extension is the default extension of Photoshop document and it will save the document with its all layers, means all editing steps. Okay, it will not compress these steps. So when you are having an image or edited an image in different layers, then Photoshop will automatically save it by using the extension .psd. Okay. Now, suppose if you are using a JPG image and you are going to edit that image in Photoshop, there is only one layer. Okay. If Photoshop find out that the image you are editing is containing only one layer, then file can be saved in different formats like TIF or TIFF, JPG, GIF, etc. You can use any of these extension. Okay. Now, when we are going to save a document, the following dialog box, or we can say save document wizard, will be opened. See, this is the dialog box when you are going to click on the save option from file menu. First here, save in, it will show you the drive options or where you want to location, where you want to save the documents. Here the list of documents, existing documents will be displayed. Here left side, the different places where you can save the document are being displayed. Then from here, you can set file name. Okay. From format, you can choose the format whichever you want to use for your Photoshop document. By default, it will show you the PSD or .pdg. Okay, you can change it from here JPG, TIFF, GIF, etc. This way, you can save your Photoshop documents. Am I clear to everyone how to save the Photoshop documents? Yes or no? Okay. See, these things are looking very easy and very simple, but in your exams, it will be asked, write steps for saving a Photoshop document or how to open a new Photoshop document. And you have to write steps. The table I have given that which resolution is best for which type of document. You have to write that all things. And if you are being asked that, write steps for saving a document in Photoshop, then you have to write the steps given here. Okay, it will be asked in 3 marks or in 2 marks also. Now moving further, today we are going to see different palettes used in Photoshop. Okay, total there are 9 types of palettes. Sometimes it will be asked like explain palettes used in Photoshop either in 7 marks or in 4 marks. Then you have to explain each and every palette. Otherwise, it will be asked separately, like explain navigator palette, colors palette, and swatches palette. This type of questions can be asked either in 3 marks or 4 marks. The diagram here given is only for your reference. You just have to write the description. Okay, clear this? Now, first is navigator palette. Okay. First, we will see the theoretical point of view, then I will show you in Photoshop. First palette is navigator palette. What is navigation? A very simple meaning of navigation is zoom in and zoom out. When you are using two controls, zoom in and zoom out in Photoshop, then it will be known as navigation. Okay. So what will be displayed in navigator palette? It is used to navigate an image. Same tool is used for scrolling and zooming. You can scroll also and zoom also. This option is used for mostly when work is done in large image. See, when scrolling is useful when you are working with a large document. If your document is enough to fit in your window, then scrolling is not required. Okay, but if you want to zoom in or zoom out particular part of image or an image, then navigator palette is being used. Okay, now we will see how to use navigator palette in Photoshop. Okay, wait for a second. Is this Photoshop interface visible to everyone? Okay. Now see, here already an image is being displayed. I want to navigate this image. Okay. Then from where can I get the navigator palette? From the Windows menu. In Windows menu, you will get the each and every palette. So moving to navigator palette. See, here this palette is being displayed is known as navigator palette. From here you can zoom out and zoom in particular image. Okay, see, I have zoomed in my image. Image is very large, not enough to fit in my environment, or I can say window. So if I want to scroll this image, I can also scroll up and scroll down from this navigator palette. Okay. What is the purpose of navigator palette? The navigation of an image means you can zoom out and zoom in particular image. If your image is not enough to fit in the area, then you can scroll that image by using navigator palette. Okay, see, this thing can also be performed from scroll bar from here also. Okay. Clear everyone? The use of navigator, or we can say navigator palette. Yes or no? Okay. Now moving further to next palette. Is this visible? Okay. What next is histogram palette. What is histogram? First of all, the word histogram is new for you. Histogram displays the color information, brightness value, and saturation for each and every part of a particular image. Okay, but these things will be displayed in the form of a graph only. It will not give you the information in digital form. Okay. See, it is used to display how an image is distributed by intensity level of graphics, pixel and its color. Means what is the tolerance of particular part, or we can say particular image. It also provides required information like shadow. In the left side of the histogram is shown shadow. Highlights will be shown at the right side of an histogram. So correction can be made easily. If you are going to edit an image, if you want to edit an image very properly using shadows, highlights, colors, different shades of colors, the histogram will be very useful for you. See how histogram will be displayed. See, with navigator pen there is a palette known as histogram. See, here source is selected layer. Okay, if I select here entire image, then this histogram is displayed for the entire image. Okay, what will be displayed here? Color information, which channel is being used. See here how many pixels are used. These things are also displayed, but here you can see the graph. In this graph, the each and every color information and color shade information is given in the form of graph, not in the form of numbers or digital numbers. Okay. Now see here the histogram was displayed for colors. Now I select here luminosity. Luminosity means brightness value. Now this histogram shows brightness value used in this image. If I select here from RGB, then it will show you the level of RGB values used in particular image. If I select only green, then what it will show you? What is the intensity of green color in given image? Okay, so histogram will display the color information, the luminosity information related to particular image. Okay. Am I clear to everyone? Yes or no? Histogram clear? Okay. Now moving to further palette. Next is info palette. Info palette will display the each and every information related to an image. See, it displays different information according to the selected tool. For example, It also displays X and Y position of the cursor, means if you are moving the cursor on your image, then it will show you the coordinate also, which coordinate is being used. Okay. It displays the color of the position, means particular position, and according to color, read out RGB, means if you are selecting, if you are moving your cursor in particular area of given image, then it will read the particular RGB information and CMYK information related to that image area. It also shows the height and width of the selected image. If 2D command is given for transform, then instead of showing second color readout, what is the second color readout? That is CMYK. It shows changes in height in percentage and changes in width in percentage and changes in angle. See, this point will be useful when you will use the transform control in Photoshop. Okay. Then info palette will show you the height and width changes in the value of percentage and also which angle you have transformed. That value will be displayed in info palette. Otherwise, it will show you the second color CMYK. Okay. If you are using transform control, then it will show you height, width and angle changes. It shows horizontal and vertical skew as horizontal and y means vertical respectively. Skew will be shown, but it will be shown when you will, it will be shown when you will use the transform in your image. Okay. See, this is the info palette. It will show you RGB, CMYK, X and Y coordinate, width and height. Okay, is each and everything related to particular image. See. Suppose I am using this image, then I want info palette. You can press F8 from your keyboard also, or you can see from here also. See, I have moved my cursor here. Then see the RGB values, CMYK values, X and Y position. Now if I am moving my cursor from here to here, now see the change in RGB values, CMYK values and X and Y coordinates. Okay. Is this clear to everyone? Info palette is clear to everyone? Yes or no? Okay. Three palettes we have seen: navigator, histogram and info palette. Navigator will display the navigation like zoom in, zoom out and scrolling. Histogram will display the histogram, or we can say graph related to particular color mode. Luminosity means brightness value, particular channel either red, green or blue. Okay. Now moving further. Next is the layers palette. Okay, most important palette of Photoshop. It will show you the different layers for image editing. Again repeating, if you are saving your document in PSD format, then and then only layers will be visible later for the editing purpose. Okay, see, it is used to select different colors and to set and swatches color. Wait. See first. This is the layer palette. Let me show you first in Photoshop. See, this document is created in Photoshop. Okay. Each and everything on this document are divided in different layers. See here. There are so many layers. First of all, there will be layer zero. Zero means if you are setting up a new document, then it will be the first layer, blank layer. Then when you are putting an image, it will be your next layer. If you are going to type anything on your Photoshop document, then again it will be the next layer. You can hide and show layers from here. See, here the I sign is displayed. If you click on this, it will be hidden. See, the layer used here is hidden. Again, I am showing that layer. Okay. Now see here. Okay. See, one polygon is hidden. Like this, you can do each and everything in different layers. If you want to hide some layers, you can hide also. You can also make them visible again. You can also make changes in layers later if you want to change the layers. See, this text layer, in this layer I have typed this principal, convener and co-convener. So if I want to change the text here only, then I can select only this layer. Okay, other layers will not be affected due to the change in this layer. So it is very important that when you are going to edit an image in Photoshop or creating something new in Photoshop, then you must do it in different layers. Okay, clear everyone? Layers palette, yes or no? Layers palette is clear to everyone? Okay, fine. Today we are going to end our session over here. In next lecture, we will see next different palettes used in Photoshop. Another thing, some students have submitted me the PSD file for the assignment I have given. I have given the assignment for drawing basic shapes. Okay, some students are still remaining. Please complete your work and submit it. Okay, thank you students.